Hello, dear viewers. My name is Farid Nouri, and I'm a migration consultant in Germany. Today, I would like to share with you another very important topic, which is about changing of your apartment in your current city or to another city after getting asylum, refugee, or subsidiary protection, or a national ban on deportation in Germany. In this video, I'll explain for you about those cases in which you're allowed by your foreigners office or Ausländerbehörde to change your apartment to a city or to an area of a city or an area of a state. Although, after getting one of the types of protections from the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany, you have the permission to change your apartment or to move to another part of your city, but sometimes you're not even allowed to move to the other cities which are located very close to your current city. Therefore, if you want to move to another city, first of all, you have to check whether you're allowed to move to that city or not. However, those who have got the type of protection from the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany or have got a residence permit based on Section 22, 23, or Section 24, subsection 1 of the Residence Act of Germany may most probably know that after getting their protection or their residence permit, they must stay in their current city or their current state for 3 years, where they have also been living during their asylum procedure. It is worth mentioning that I have made and have published a special video about this topic in my YouTube channel. I'll put its link under this video in the description part of it for you, and those who have this restriction on their movement to the other cities or states, or they are not sure whether they can move to another city or state or not, or they want to know under which conditions in case of having this restriction can change their city or state in Germany, they can watch the video which I am going to put its link for them under this video. However, as I mentioned for you before, in this video our focus is on the change of apartment in your current city or to another city where you're allowed to move to. If you're working and you're not getting any type of financial assistance from Job Center and you have found an apartment for yourself in your current city or in another city where you're allowed to move to, based on your residence permit, and you also have signed the contract for renting the apartment with your landlord, you must also pay for the vehicle for the transportation of your materials to your new apartment from your own pocket. In addition, do not forget to give notice to your current landlord about the termination of the contract of your current apartment, because based on German laws, you're bound to this 3 months of notice about the termination of your apartment renting contract with your landlord. However, in this case, there are also some exceptions. For example, if the landlord has specified the period of notice for the termination of the renting contract for less than 3 months, or based on some exceptional situations, you must terminate the renting contract sooner than 3 months, and so on. But this is another topic, and if you're interested in this topic, I can explain it for you in another video in my YouTube channel. After you move to another city, you have to register yourself at a city hall or at mayor's office within 2 weeks and get a registration certificate from them, which in German it means Meldebescheinigung or Meldebestätigung. It is worth mentioning that even if you change your apartment in your current city and move to another area, you have to register yourself in your new apartment at a city hall or at the mayor's office. And if you have a family and they move together with you to your new apartment, they should also be registered in your new apartment. Later, when you apply for the extension of your residence permit in your respective foreigner's office, you have to also give or send a copy of your registration certificate to them as well. If you're not working and you're getting financial assistance from Job Center, or you're working part-time and you're getting financial assistance from Job Center, and you want to change your apartment in your current city or to another city where you're allowed to move to based on your residence permit, you should consider the following points, which I'm going to just explain for you. After you find an apartment for yourself in your current city or in another city, if you get its renting contract or an agreement from its landlord about the fact that he or she will rent the apartment to you. If the apartment is in another city, you should submit or send this contract or this agreement before signing it to the respective job center of the apartment where the apartment is located. You should also submit or send a copy of your residence card, the renting contract of the apartment, or the agreement about the renting of the apartment, and you should also write an application to the job center. In this application, you should write to this job center where you're currently living and where is the new apartment located, and ask them to check the renting contract of the new apartment or the agreement about the renting contract of the new apartment and agree with you about renting it. However, if the apartment is located in your current city, you can submit or send all these documents to the job center in your current city. After that, if the rent of this apartment matches the set standards for the rents of the apartments in that city, the job center where you have applied for the agreement to rent that apartment will agree with you about the renting of that apartment via a letter and write to you that this job center will pay for the rent of your apartment and the advanced money or caution of the apartment, and you can rent the apartment or sign the contract for the renting of the apartment with your landlord. However, if the rent of the apartment does not match the set standards for the rents of the apartments in that city, this job center will reject your application. Similarly, if the apartment is located in your current city and you apply for the agreement of job center for renting it in the respective job center of your new apartment, this job center will either agree or reject your application. If you have found an apartment in another city and have applied for it there, after getting the agreement of that job center about renting the apartment, you can inform your current job center via sending to them a copy of the agreement of that job center and submit or send a notice about the termination of the renting contract of your current apartment to your current landlord. Do not forget to submit or send the notice for the termination of the contract of your current apartment to your current landlord 3 months before the termination of renting contract with him or her, and ask him or her to send a confirmation about it to you. It means that if you want to end the contract of your current apartment with your landlord after 3 months, you have to inform him or her about it now in a written form. Because according to the German laws, you have to send a notice about the termination of your apartment's renting contract to your landlord in a written form 3 months before the termination of your renting contract with him or her. The notice should be submitted or sent either in the beginning of the month or on 15th of the month to the landlord. However, as I mentioned for you before, in this case there are also some exceptions, such as if the landlord has specified a shorter period of time for the notice about the termination of the renting contract, or in case you have to terminate your renting contract with your landlord for an extraordinary or exceptional hardship reasons, and so on. But it's another topic which, in case you're interested in it, I will explain it for you in another video. After that, your current job center will write to you about the fact that how long you will continue to get financial assistance from this job center. After getting the confirmation from your current landlord about the termination of the renting contract with your landlord, you should also submit or send this confirmation to your current job center. After that, you should apply for the advance money or caution for your new apartment and apply for the transportation costs of your apartment materials to your new apartment in your new job center, which is located in the area of your new apartment. It is worth mentioning that the job center will give you the advance money for your new apartment as a loan and will get this money in small installments from your monthly job center financial assistance back from you. After the agreement of the job center about the advanced money for your new apartment, about the transportation costs of your apartment materials, and after the end of your apartment renting contract, you can move to your new apartment in the other city. However, if the apartment you have found is located in your current city and current area of the city, you can apply for the agreement of the job center about the changing of your apartment for advance money for your new apartment, transportation costs, and so on in your current job center. Or in case the apartment is located in another area in your current city, you can also usually submit or send all the applications and documents to your current job center. And your current job center will coordinate everything about the changing of your apartment with your new job center. And at the end, when you change your apartment, your current job center will inform you about the fact that which job center and which employee of the job center is responsible for you. In addition, as I mentioned for you before, after changing your apartment to the other city or in your current city, you should register yourself in the city hall or in mayor's office as soon as possible, which in German it means sich anmelden. And when you apply for the extension of your residence permit in your respective foreigner's office, you should also submit or send to them your registration certificate or your Meldebescheinigung. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you would like to get similar important information about the immigration laws in Germany, your rights and duties in German society, the living conditions in Germany, and other such important topics, please subscribe and follow our channel. If you have any questions or remarks about today's topic, you can write it under this video and I will be more than happy to answer it for you.